with the kids. He's in the store. We can't get him out.
These kidnappers are armed with guns, but this man will risk his life trying to stop them with a fire extinguisher. On May 16, 2025, the daughter of the CEO of a crypto trading platform, Pierre Noisat, was in a street in Paris with her husband and their child when three men in ski masks tried to force the woman into a van. The men, who were armed with guns and blunt objects, struggled to take the woman in, as her husband strongly held her back, even suffering a head bleed in the process. The woman also managed to throw one of the men's guns away, but they were completely outnumbered, and things looked hopeless, until something shocking happened next. Hearing the commotion, the man ran out with nothing but a fire extinguisher and pursued the three masked men with guns. He was a cafe owner who realized after pursuing the kidnappers that he knew the couple very well, but this didn't matter as he would have done the same to save a total stranger.
I rushed over with that object, not knowing exactly what I was going to do with it, but I feel like it ended the altercation, so I achieved my goal.
The woman, her husband, and child all suffered injuries and were taken to the hospital, with the woman's father claiming that his daughter was as well as could be expected. He also thanked the cafe owner for risking his life to stop the kidnapping. Investigations are still ongoing to uncover the four suspects' identities. But this man was so determined to save a 21-year-old woman from a knife-wielding man that he offered to take her place instead. It all happened on March 7, 2025, when a 61-year-old man was asked to show his ID at the security checkpoint at a Kazakhstan airport, only for him to pull out a knife and grab a 21-year-old female staff member by the hair. The man held the female staff member with the knife while holding a phone, claiming that he would press a button on the phone and everything would blow up. He seemed mentally unstable and very destructive, so everyone stayed back, except for one man who would do something unexpected. The man began talking to the man with the knife and, surprisingly, offered to take the woman's place as the hostage so that she could be released. This was completely unexpected, but even more shocking was that the man with the knife agreed to this. The man was now the hostage, but he seemed calm and even tried to spark up a conversation with the knife man. But that was because he had a very dangerous plan and was waiting for the right execution time. You see, this 52-year-old man is a former boxing champion named Musa Abdrahim, and he was this calm because he had trained for situations like this. But he was now the father of 5 children and needed a way to escape his volatile hostage taker armed with a knife. And that would lead up to the unexpected chaos that happened next.
Хорош!
The boxer grabbed the knife's end with his bare hands, threw it to the floor, and then subdued the man on the floor as well, ensuring he was far away from the knife or potential weapons before police gathered to help secure him. He was detained and faces up to 12 years in prison for the attack. The female staff member escaped the incident without physical harm, and her rescuer was thanked and recognized at the highest level, with Kazakhstan's president announcing he will receive a state medal for his extraordinary courage. If you're enjoying this video, please like and subscribe. However, the next attempt to stop a kidnapping would result in a deadly end. It's started at 4 a.m. on November 20th, 2015, when a surveillance camera captured a woman stumbling down a street, apparently drunk. Seconds later, the same woman is seen, but she's now with a man who appears to be walking her down the street. However, it became clear he wasn't trying to help, but was actually trying to abduct her as he began forcing the woman into the back of his car. But at that same time, a car drove past the pair, and the driver, seeing this, reversed his car, driving up to them. That driver was a 27-year-old medical student named Peter Gold, just on his way from work, and he was now yelling at the man to let the woman go. Suddenly, the man turns around and points a semi-automatic gun at Peter, who is now pinned against the wall. He instructed Peter to kneel down and give him his money, but Peter denied having money with him, and that was when the man shot at Peter's stomach, sending him to the floor. But that wasn't all, as he then pulled the trigger again, but it was jammed, and after trying to unjam it, pulled the trigger again, but it didn't go off. And after another failed attempt at shooting Peter, he entered his car and drove off, leaving Peter bleeding on the street and the drunk girl unharmed. Eventually, nearby residents called the police and helped Peter, who was taken to the hospital. He was in critical condition, and they took out his spleen, part of his pancreas, and small bowel. But 2 years after the incident, Peter graduated from medical school to become a doctor and eventually watched the video of his shooting.
Pretty brave of you to get out of your car.
Yeah, like I said, it was really just on instinct. I didn't think at all. When something like this happens to you and you wake up and you're with your entire family, you know that everything's going to be okay. What does it take for somebody in their life to get to this point where violence and dangerous actions like this are just so easy?
He has since donated thousands of dollars to the Youth Empowerment Project and even started a foundation called Strong City to help children headed down the wrong path in life. The woman he risked his life to save that night was never publicly identified, but she eventually reached out to him with a letter thanking him. But the next hero was only 16 years old and would wrestle a full-grown man to save a family from kidnapping.
I just did what I knew how and just pinned him.
But he would unfortunately pass on after this. On March 25th, 2020, surveillance footage at a convenience store showed the moment a woman and her 3 kids, who were waiting for an Uber driver, were suddenly approached by a 22-year-old man named Daniel Beltran, who grabbed her 2-year-old child and demanded the woman turn over her other kids aged 9 and 1. The woman refused this, and Daniel shoved her to the ground before intimidating 2 women who came to help the woman. Then both women tried to block Daniel from the woman and her kids, who were now very scared, with a mother holding on to her 2 kids and the 9-year-old seeking shelter behind a car. Eventually, both women led the mother and her kids into the convenience store, and once they were in, they stood at the entrance to prevent Daniel from entering. But this only made him more agitated, and he began punching one of the females in the face before overpowering an older male to enter the store. Then he began fighting with the male and eventually broke his nose, with blood dripping to the ground, forcing the man to exit the store. This left Daniel alone in the convenience store with the woman and her 3 kids, and the only thing between them was a locked bathroom door.
He's after a lady with her kids. He's in the store. We can't get him out.
It's okay. They're on the way. They're almost there, okay?
But aside from the officers, there was someone else who had heard about the commotion and arrived at the scene. 16-year-old Kanan Bauer was across the street fueling his car when he heard the commotion and drove down. He was a 6'2", 285-pound high school wrestling champion and athlete. So once he was updated on the incident, he immediately ran up to Daniel and dropped him to the floor, pinning him there while the women joined him. With Kanan's weight and experience, he managed to pin Daniel to the floor for over 5 minutes until officers arrived and arrested him for battery, assault, abuse, and kidnapping. Kanan was thanked and hugged by the women at the convenience store, and the woman and her kids were eventually free to go home.
The only thing I was really a little bit worried about was if he had since there was all the blood, if he had a knife or a gun or something on him. That's the only thing. So I just did what I knew how and just pinned him.
The incident drew nationwide attention as Kanan was selected as the USA Wrestling Athlete of the Week, was proclaimed a hero by the New Mexico State Senate, and was recognized by Doña Ana County as they named that day the Kanan Bauer Day of Valor. Unfortunately, on March 9th, 2022, almost 2 years after the incident, Kanan Bauer died at 18 years of age when his motorcycle collided with a car making a turn. His mother revealed in a Facebook post that the family was overwhelmed with sadness and that Kanan lived life to the fullest and loved with his whole heart. He will forever be missed by many. However, when this trembling woman slid a note to this receptionist, she knew just what to do.
The one thing that I can see in my mind is her hand shaking, and I don't think I'll ever get that out of my mind.
On May 25th, 2018, 28-year-old Carolyn Reichley and her boyfriend, 39-year-old Jeremy Floyd, entered a veterinary hospital to treat their dog's ear infection, and after booking a checkup, they were directed to a room to wait for a doctor. However, Carolyn exited the room and walked past the reception lobby, only to walk past again 2 minutes later, but this time, she discreetly handed a note to the receptionist while shaking and then slowly walked off, taking off her glasses to expose her eyes. The note read, "Call the cops. My boyfriend is threatening me. He has a gun. Please don't let him know." Upon reading the note, the receptionist handed it to her colleague, then looked straight into Carolyn's black eyes, immediately realizing how serious this was, which was when Jeremy appeared from the corner, forcing Carolyn to enter the examination room and stay there. You see, Carolyn had been held in her home for 2 days, beaten and threatened by her boyfriend. She eventually convinced him that her dog needed to go to the animal hospital, but he insisted on going with her, and on the ride over, he pointed a loaded gun and threatened her and her family. So she now waited in the examination room in distress, hoping the receptionist would take her seriously and call the police. Fortunately for her, immediately after entering the examination room, the receptionist exited the lobby and called the police, reading the note to them. They arrived 5 minutes later, entered the examination room, and arrested Jeremy while confiscating his gun. After he was taken out of the room, Carolyn burst into tears and then detailed the entire incident to the officers, showing them her injuries, including a head injury, a black eye, and bruised arms. She was taken to an area hospital and treated, owing her life to the receptionist's swift actions that day.
The one thing that I can see in my mind is her hand shaking, and I don't think I'll ever get that out of my mind. She is really the hero of this whole thing for reaching out to get help. I just did it. It's what anybody would have done.
Floyd was charged with domestic violence, aggravated assault with a firearm, false imprisonment, possession of a firearm by a convicted felon, possession of ammunition by a convicted felon, and simple battery. But when the next victim asked for help, the citizen risked her life by bravely confronting the kidnappers. On July 11th, 2018, a car drove into a gas station and a woman exited the vehicle and entered the store. Inside, she immediately approached the 24-year-old clerk, Savannah Pritchett, explaining that she had been kidnapped the night before and sexually assaulted by 4 men who were inside the car and armed with guns. She was only able to leave after convincing them that she needed to use the store's bathroom. So Savannah immediately locked the doors to the store, walked the woman to the bathroom, and gave her a phone, instructing her to lock the door and call the cops. Meanwhile, 2 of the 4 suspects, aged 18 and 16, were now outside the locked door trying to get inside, and Savannah, sensing they could become suspicious and cause chaos, bravely opened up the front door to both men who came bolting inside behind her, looking for the woman. And just moments later, deputies arrived at the gas station, ultimately arresting all 4 suspects on multiple charges. The victim was rescued and eventually taken back home with her family, who were extremely grateful to Savannah for her heroic actions.
Hero? No. He probably said, "Please help me," 4 times. So I just thought, the bathroom, I can stick her in there. And it's not by up here. It's far enough back where you're safe. They seriously had no idea that I knew anything.
However, the next hero is not who you'd expect it to be.
Help me, dude! Help me! Zach, come here! Come here! No, come here!
At 5 a.m. on March 2nd, 2024, a surveillance camera captured the moment a man walked up to an apartment's porch carrying a little girl.
Dad! Dad! Dad!
Take me back to your house. What the f are you doing?
Jeez, dude. Dad!
What are you doing?
Dad!
What are you doing?
Help me, dude. What the f is that?
What the f are
Okay,
you doing?
it's a little girl.
No. What are you doing?
Man, get the f up. Bro, out in it. Help me, dude. Help me. What is that? Come here. Come here. No, come here.
Dude, I
Come here.
didn't do
Who are
that.
you? Who are you?
God! I'm gonna kill you. I wasn't
Where,
doing
who?
it. I'm gonna kill you. Dude,
What is your
I'm
name?
sorry, God! That's my parents. That's my...
Go in the house. Go in the house. Go in the house.
I swear to God.
Hey, man, what the f? Go in the house.
I need to go back here.
Okay, yes, go in the house. I'm fine. You fine here. I'm not going. No.
Dude,
Get in here.
tell me that he was still inside the class.
What the f is going on?
Huh?
You what?
Right? That's
Who is this? What the f is you doing?
It was eventually discovered that the man was the young girl's uncle, who was visiting his sister then, only to carry her sleeping child out of the house to a neighbor's apartment. This was very strange, and so the neighbor ensured the girl's safety with her mother and the strange man's sister before calling the cops on him.
Stand up.
17, I copy.
Bitch up. Bro. Alright. Listen, I'm not the one. Alright.
Hey, I'm Joseph. Already wanted.
Anybody not on scene? Car 17 is 126 Grand Avenue. Go down. 17 has mail on the floor.
I'm Joseph.
Unloosen your hands.
I will help him do it.
Who is he to you?
Nobody.
That's my best friend.
I help.
That's my best friend. Chill out.
Bro, no. Alright, listen.
You know him?
That's my neighbor.
That's your neighbor?
That's my neighbor's brother.
Okay.
He did yard work for me and everything. For some reason, he came to me with a little girl tonight.
Help me, man. Where the little girl at?
In the house.
Y'all don't know her?
Kayla. No.
Right.
She been spending.
Help me, dude.
Go ahead.
Just give me a minute.
Go ahead and
Give me a minute. Give me a minute.
Yeah.
Chill out. Bro, chill out. Quit tensing up.
All right, dude.
Chill
Why
out.
Why are you trying to?
Why you keep tensing up? Chill out.
24.
Help me, sir.
24.
Oh, chill out.
Hey, chill.
Chill out.
Stop. Right now.
Get the rat.
24.
All right. Help me, please.
What?
39.
My name. What's my name? Help! Help me! Help! 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 Calm down, bud. All right. You're good. Put him on the seat. Help! He ain't on the seat. Thank you. Help! Watch that foot, man. Pull that in.
Upon investigation, the man's sister reported that he was mentally unstable, and while it wasn't clear why he abducted the girl or what he planned to do, it was clear that the neighbor did the right thing by taking her away from him.
And he bought me a little girl.
From where? From
That's
your house?
That's his sister.
Okay, so
The little girl was spending the night with her and her kids. And he kidnapped the little girl and brought her to me for some reason. He now banged on my door, and when I came out, she was screaming. And I snatched her from him. And I don't own a weapon, but
You ain't in trouble or nothing, bro, man. So listen.
She's standing there with my friends, and my brother, I guess, picked her up. I heard something, and then I heard the door close, and then I heard my brother yelling, saying,
So that's your brother?
Help, yeah.
Okay.
The one that was...
Does he have mental issues?
He has severe mental, he has the mental issues because he has brain damage.
Okay.
A lot of bad heavy stuff that fell on his head, so that, and he doesn't know that he has this problem, and I tried to get him help, but nobody will listen to me, nobody will do it, help him out. He wants help.
The girl's father was eventually called to take her home, and the man was charged with abduction, resisting arrest, and obstructing official business. However, the next hero used pure force to stop this kidnapper from taking a baby. It began on November 9th, 2020, when 33-year-old Brian Kemsley was walking down Madison Park in New York when he noticed another male and a woman struggling over a stroller.
I want to know.
The man was asked to let go of the stroller, but repeatedly reached for the baby as the terrified mother was holding another toddler. So someone needed to neutralize the man, and Brian, who was a martial arts expert with jiu-jitsu training, would do something unexpected.
and it looks like he's down. Tried to snatch a baby. Not too cool. That guy took a jiu-jitsu hold, apparently. Took the dude down.
No, I'm not, man. You trying to take a kid? I signed, you know, I did not try to take him. I tried to stop it. I tried to stop it.
What kind of a freak is that?
Liar. A liar.
A liar.
The dumb.
Blocking out some people here. That's a martial art guy.
Brian pinned the man and kept him there for 15 minutes before police arrived on the scene and arrested him. It was clear that he was mentally unstable, but Brian's actions not only stopped the kidnapping, but also prevented serious harm to the man from the crowd.
The standard for being a hero should never be set this low. It was literally a mom screaming, you know, with her child, and I stepped in. The gentleman that came up to me afterwards with a big bottle of hand sanitizer and just used the entire 3-month supply of hand sanitizer on me. That guy was the hero.
The mother of the children involved in the incident eventually returned to thank Brian for risking his life to stop the kidnapping. However, these kids saw a man running after their friend and immediately swung into action.
Someone's trying to kidnap us! Someone's trying to kidnap Jay! Bro, he just tried to abduct us!
On August 12, 2024, 7 9-year-old kids were playing outside a residence when 2 vehicles drove up beside them. The drivers reportedly told them to enter the car and claimed there was a football player in the back of the car. But instead of going up to the SUV, one of the boys immediately raised an alarm.
Hey! Get your mom, get your mom, get your mom! Someone's trying to kidnap us! It came to my car! Ask me to come in! Someone's trying to kidnap Jay! Oh my god! Jonathan, Ben! Bro! Oh my god! Bro, he just tried to abduct us! Oh my god, get in! Get in! Get in! I'm calling Dad. What happened? We gotta get kidnapped!
9-year-old Zachary Skolink ran up to his home, alerted the other kids, and called for mom Jenna Skolink, who arrived at just the right time as the driver of the white vehicle stopped pursuing the last kid and drove off once he saw an adult in the home. He likely would have entered the home and gotten a kid, or done worse, if the alarm wasn't raised earlier by Zachary, whose quick thinking saved his life and that of his 9-year-old friends.
We get onto the sidewalk and we try to skid past, and I hear the driver telling my friends to get into their car. I was the first one at the door screaming, "Someone's trying to kidnap us."
Someone's trying to kidnap Jay!
Their mother took a picture of the license plate, and authorities are on the lookout for the suspects. But this 11-year-old girl would miraculously escape the hands of this 30-year-old criminal. On May 18, 2021, an 11-year-old girl was at a bus stop waiting for her school bus to arrive that morning while playing with a blue slime toy. But instead of the school bus, a white SUV pulled up beside her, and this was strange as the same white SUV had driven past her just 90 seconds before. But it became clear why the driver had turned around and parked there, as he suddenly exited his vehicle holding a knife and charged towards the 11-year-old girl, who began running away. He managed to grab her and was carrying her toward his car, but she fought back and they both landed on the ground before the man gave up and headed back to his car, speeding off. The 11-year-old ran home to tell her parents, who called law enforcement, and with the help of surveillance cameras, officers arrived at the home of 30-year-old Jared Paul Stanga and arrested him with blue slime on his arms and face. The 11-year-old girl eventually reported that she'd met Jared before, as 2 weeks ago, before the incident, the same white car approached her and the driver tried to speak with her, but now she managed to fight him off and escape with her life.
How do you feel to be an example of how to fight back and not give in? What would Detective Olivia Benson say about you for such a good job?
Probably you're brave and good job.
Jared was held on a $1.5 million bond for attempted kidnapping, aggravated assault, and battery, and was eventually sentenced to 15 years in prison. However, dozens of people gathered to save these kids from a similar criminal. On March 12, 2025, surveillance cameras at a DMV parking lot captured the moment a woman was trying to get her 2-year-old and 6-month-old children out of the back seat of a vehicle when it started moving and dragged her across the parking lot, forcing onlookers to race to the car and help her and her 2 children out of the car. Seconds later, the driver of the vehicle closed the back seat door, got in the front seat, and drove off. Police were immediately called, and with the suspect's description and his car, he was apprehended minutes later. It's unclear if the man and the woman knew each other. Still, the man was charged with child abuse, false imprisonment, battery, possession of marijuana, and resisting an officer without violence.
You were just in the store? I was just helping my guy. I don't know him.
This man helped catch a kidnapper, and he was extremely furious about it.
Try to snatch the fucking child, bro.
On February 8, 2024, surveillance cameras at a Miami Beach CVS store captured the moment when a couple was exiting the store with their 4-year-old son walking between them, when suddenly a man in a black shirt entered the store and grabbed the 4-year-old kid, forcing his father to attack the man and drag him off his kid. The mother eventually dragged her 4-year-old son away as both men continued to fight and push themselves around. Eventually, though, the suspect exited the store and walked casually away. But that wasn't the end of it, as the child's father and a black male who had observed the attempted kidnapping would run after the man and flag police to arrest him.
Get on the floor. Get on the floor. Get on the floor. My books. Bro. You tried to snatch the fucking child, bro.
And was the baby in a carriage? Was the baby?
I couldn't really see because I was damn near had to use the fucking bathroom. So when I turned around, I just see them like struggling, like, oh my baby, like the lady had. But he damn near tried to snatch the fucking child.
And who was the baby with? The dad and the mom?
The dad and the mom.
But you didn't see like a baby carriage, a stroller?
No, the stroller, everything, the toys, everything right there.
So he was trying to take the baby from the stroller?
Yes.
Okay. That's how you saw it. And then what happened? There was a struggle?
There was a struggle. He was trying to hold him to call the police. Everybody's looking stupid.
So grabbing him, saying, no, let go of my baby?
Yeah.
So what was the mom doing? The mom was holding onto her
Yeah, screaming while he's fighting this guy off because he tried to take his fucking child.
Okay.
It's crazy, bro.
Okay.
That's wild. That people.
And then they ran this way, Collins Avenue, 71st Street. He made a right, came down this way.
Yeah, I started chasing his ass. And then I told Pops, yo, let's go. This nigga's running.
Okay.
This is broad daylight shit. What if we would have never, and then on the way running here, there was 2 young ladies just standing there. He tried to grab the fucking lady, like on the way chasing, like he tried to grab her. Again, like, that's crazy. Right in broad daylight. Wow. It's all right. I know don't like this don't happen. Something's wrong with him in his fucking mental. I'll tell you that much.
You were just in the store?
I was just helping my guy. I don't know him. And just you see shit that happens.
He's a good W because
absolutely.
So we need to get him separated.
Absolutely. Yeah. I went to running down. Fuck that. Nah, come here. I got 5 kids myself, bro. I'm on vacation. We'll do shit like broadcast with your mom, bro. So take his ass away.
Get inside, man.
Let's go. Let's go. Sit in there.
Get inside, man. Put your feet inside. There you go.
The suspect was charged with aggravated battery and kidnapping of a child under 13. If you like this video, YouTube thinks you'll enjoy these too.